So the apostles' advice to us this morning is be disciplined. To which I must confess that I feel like a major hypocrite. Because my life has been anything but disciplined lately. And so if at any point in this sermon you feel guilty or like you're not living up to a certain standard, take heart in the knowledge that your pastor is should be listening to this sermon than I am qualified to preach this sermon. Sometimes that happens to pastors. God gives you something to say, and you realize that it's really to yourself. But thankfully, God gives us new seasons of life for renewal. To everything, there is a season. There's a time to be really disciplined. And there's a time to celebrate. There's a time to refrain from speaking, to be quiet and listen, and to rest. And then there's a time to stand up and shout from the mountaintops, a time to call into action. It's important that we understand the seasons that God placed before us. I love new seasons as new opportunities, like starting up a new school year. As an opportunity for us to get back to all the things that we have been neglecting in our lives over this summer. And I don't know how it's going on in your household, but when we start up school again, it's going to be an adjustment period. The Apostle Paul reminds us that a disciplined life is better than a lazy, sloth-filled life. And that's not just because of the kingdom work that God can do in and through you, but for your own joy and contentment in life. And when we are disciplined, we get more out of life. Paul in Corinthians says, I am free to do anything, but I must not be made a master by anything. I will not let anything make a master of me. Not quite saying that right. Help me out, script. Paul says in Corinthians, everything is permissible for me, but I will not be mastered by anything. Thank you. Self-discipline. When we practice it, it teaches us to live into the freedom of Christ's grace for our life well.